WNBA. Let's go. Fast break, no fear, we play to win. Strength and power, let the game begin.
Welcome, everyone. We're here with Grandma Mo and
Lisa D from CT
for discussions on the WNBA from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yes, we are.
So, what'd you think of the past week, Lisa?
Oh my God, we had some really good games. One in particular, which I know we're going to both agree on. But you know, it's just keying up, going right into the All-Star break. I think all these women need a little bit of rest, fun, and relaxation because my God, it's been physical.
Yeah, it has. It has.
And yet Tina Charles was on Sue Bird. And
yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? She said that she thinks the league is soft. Yeah, I was like, wow. Well, she would know, but I was like, really? You know, she said she used to get hit much harder.
Yeah, she's a big girl, so you know, she's if you run into her, she's not going to feel the impact.
No,
you know,
I'm
some
like,
of the Veronica Burton on the Valkyries has been getting pummeled. Her and Carla Late. But you know, they're taking. I mean, Veronica Burton took a charge from Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah,
and that was brutal. She was laying on the floor for a few minutes after that.
Yeah. And she's no small P, but when I'm telling you, when AT comes into you, holy cow.
Yeah, you get out of most people get out of the way.
Yeah, it's like a linebacker. She's just gonna roll over you.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, you gotta I mean, you can't just let her go all the way to the hoop. So
no, somebody gotta put a body up. Throw one of the littles in front. Here you go. Take one for the team.
Yeah. I mean, she's only 5'8", but I mean, that was a brutal. I don't know if you saw the Phoenix Valkyrie game, but
oh my God, yes, I did.
Yeah,
like 3 times I watched it.
Yeah, that was a great game. Let's go into game of the week because that was my game of the week.
Well, start it because it's mine too, and that's your team.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I mean, it was a great game.
It was. I mean, twice now we've played Phoenix, and the first time they beat us by a little bit more, but you know, there were times during the game where you thought, geez, you know, we can win this game. And Phoenix is, you know, in second place. And it was just, you know, it was like right there for the taking. I don't know how many times. And then we fell a little bit behind, and then Salon hits those 2 shots. And it was funny because I rewatched the last bit there.
Yeah.
And Salon was like yelling for a foul. And I saw her kind of just, you know, pull her arm away. Well, when I rewatched it, you can see Dewana Bonner grabbing her arm.
Yeah, they're all grabbing. They're all
literally grabbing her arm. And I'd look like, oh, wow, they didn't call that a foul. But then if they had called that a foul, it would have negated the 3-point shot because it happened, but unless they called it a continuation. But it would have been before the 3-point shot. So you go, okay, what do you want? The foul or you want the 3-point shot? And I mean, I want both, but.
Right. I wanted it for you. I was like, oh my God. That's why I had to watch it like 3 times.
Yeah.
To really grasp what happened. Because so much happened. I mean, you guys,
it did.
You went down in the second, you know, you were down, but when they came back after the half, it was like a totally different team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, the problem with the Valkyries is they don't shoot very well. If they shoot well, you're in trouble because their defense is really good. And the times where we've certainly lost quite a few games, but if they could figure out the shooting percentage, you know, I think that's because I've interacted with a few Valkyrie fans, and they're all like saying all these things. And I'm like, wait a minute. I go, if we hit 1 or 2 more shots, we get wins.
Yeah.
It comes down to that. It's like, you know, look at the Vegas game. You make 1 more 3, you win. Phoenix, you make 1 basket, you win. And there's been quite a few games like that where it's just like, boy, we just need a couple more hoops.
The thing I saw with Phoenix was obviously because, again, Connecticut Sun, same thing. I mean, I don't know how many plays there were where Alyssa Thomas to Dewana Bonner, you know, I mean, 2 of them, she was off her feet. That was incredible. catch and, throw for the basket.
Yeah, she
The
threw her
other one
lob.
went for
Yeah.
three. I mean, see, she found her place. But what I'm
Yeah.
finding as the season's going on, or maybe we're just catching it, is that these girls are tired. And the
Yes, they
one
are.
way you can tire, slow somebody else down is to hook them or get into their body a little bit,
Yep.
slow them down. And you can't slow AT. And I couldn't find uh, a good vision of that last foul.
Well, there was a guy in the stands that posted something, and it was from under the basket.
Yeah,
And you can see Alyssa Thomas come in, and I watched it and I slowed it down. So you see Zandalicini get in front of her, and when you watched it live, it was like, man, there didn't seem to be any contact there at all. But
yeah,
then on this clip, you can see Tammy Fagbenley kind of come in, and nobody hits her arms. No, her
right.
arms didn't get hit,
It was a
but
body thing.
Tammy and Alyssa's hips kind of hit a little bit, but it was really minor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really minor to determine a game on,
No, I know. That's
you
a
know,
tough loss. That's a
but we
tough one.
shouldn't have. It shouldn't. See, I never there's all these people complaining about the officials now, and I don't necessarily. I mean, do they make mistakes? Yes, they make mistakes, but is it that bad? I don't think so. I mean,
Nah, it's
there's times where they're
in the
gonna.
key plays. I think that's what it is. People are
It's
complaining
just.
about the key plays, but
I mean, it's really hard to officiate basketball. I don't know if you've ever officiated, but I have,
wow,
and it's very difficult to when because you have all these bodies colliding, and
right.
sometimes it's minor, sometimes it's not. And then I was listening to Sue Bird talking on shoot one of her things, and she was talking about the refs actually meet before the season and they discuss who the players are that will fake it.
Yeah,
They'll fake stuff.
that's interesting.
And so it's like, oh, what are they doing that for? Like, I would never think to fake a foul. But you get players that do that. And it's like, oh, come on. Now you're making it even harder for the refs to determine whether it's actually real contact or just, touching, swiping somebody's, you know, forearm or something. But you know what? You shouldn't let it come down to that. You
No,
should,
exactly. Well, I mean, they had other opportunities. So did Phoenix,
yes.
quite frankly. I mean, they could have blown that game out as well. But
Yep.
even your coach, the Valks coach, came out and thought that was a crappy way to end the game.
Yeah.
I But what are you going to do?
I know.
It's in the books. You do have a nice second half coming up. Hopefully, you'll be able to hitch up a bunch of wins.
Well, I actually wrote them all down.
Yeah,
And if we beat the teams we should beat, in other words, the teams that are like I have us beating Washington, Chicago, Connecticut, and then splitting because we have to play Dallas, Connecticut. Connecticut, it's only twice, but Dallas, Washington, and Chicago, we play 3 more times each.
yeah,
Because we've had a lot of the top teams in the first half.
you
So
have.
if we beat them and then we split with Phoenix, if we will get a win at home against Phoenix, we split we I think we'll beat Seattle again because that was a poor game for both teams. But if we had played well, we would have beat them. I mean, even if we played decently, we shot really poorly. We beat the Sparks. We split with Vegas, split with Atlanta. We got 16 wins.
Yeah,
And that
I
doesn't
know.
count. That doesn't count the very end of the schedule, which is we play Minnesota twice. Minnesota may be sitting players by then. So we might
Yeah,
be able to beat them at that point in time.
yeah,
So, if we get 14, 16 wins, we'll be in good shape. But you never know, you never know you're focused on one team, but you never know how much better another team's going to get. And then injuries come in. Like all it takes is one key injury and a team can go down,
yeah.
a team's fate is
I also think that the Valks, they have slightly, it's always better to play at home. But I find them, not as I don't know the word, but once they start to travel and they go, it seems a little more difficult for them.
I mean, sometimes they do, but not. It's definitely different. But you see, one of the things about the Valkyries is they don't have a go-to scorer. Like down the stretch, it's like, okay, who's going to take the ball?
Mhm.
Which has served them well for the most part during games because anybody could score. But
Right,
when push comes to seven, you have crunch time, on Phoenix, you're going to put the ball in Alyssa Thomas's hands, and she's just going to do her thing. You're going to
right,
put the ball in certain players' hands. The Valkyries don't necessarily have that right now. And in that Phoenix game, Salon said, I'm taking it.
right,
I listened to the post game afterwards, and it was Natalie was saying that they had drawn up that play for Zandalicini because she's a really good 3-point shooter. And Salon just looked at and she was like, "No, I want it." And that means she has that clutch gene.
right.
And but it hasn't been. The other thing is that when the Euro players left, the Valkyries lost so many players, and it just all that momentum they had built up to that point, like changed. And
Yeah,
then they
we
waived
talked
Van
about
Loo,
that.
they waived Talbot, and then
Yeah,
all
we
these
talked
players
about that.
came back. And I think it's going to take, and now that Rupert is signed, so she's coming in, and that gives them a center in addition to Temi Fagbenley. And I mean, Mo Billings she's not really a center. She's more of a power forward. So you get two more, another tall person, which we've been undersized as far as the Valkyries go. But the second half of the season, we won't have all those interruptions,
Right.
and they'll
That's what I'm
get a
saying.
chance to, and we'll see. It's been like I don't know. It's been rough to be a fan of the Valkyries because it's like, oh, they're close, they're
So
close, they're
close.
close.
So
And
close.
then they haven't come through, and you're like, well, maybe they're not that close. But maybe they are.
They are.
It's
They are. It's that
yeah,
one or two plays that could
right.
get switched around.
Right. So who was your player of the week?
My player of the week was, and I'm going to say her name wrong, but Lee Uru
Uh-huh.
on Dallas. I just been watching her from the get go. She puts in when she's in, and she's getting hammered.
Yep.
Dallas is not doing well, but
No.
like you would never know it. Here, this woman comes in, right, and she literally like she gets hit in the head, and she just goes like, oh, and runs down the floor, continues
Yeah.
on. Probably has a slight concussion, but no worries. And I just think that
Yeah.
she's getting punished under the rim, but still providing the points, the rebounds, the assists, and she's only going to get better as
Yeah.
the season goes on. Who knows if she'll be with Dallas next year? I
Um,
think
I yeah, no, Lou, I mean, I've been impressed with her. She
yeah,
she hustles, she never gives up. She gives her all. She, is willing to do whatever, and you never see her look like she's upset or complaining
at
or
all.
she just next play. Boom, next play. Next play. And she's yeah, I mean, she's been a bright spot for Dallas
Oh, for
along with the
sure,
rookies. The
for
rookies have been
sure.
great.
Because every time, and they got a lot of the bench still on injury.
Yeah.
So I've been impressed with her, abilities so far. I just, Dallas something has to happen because with what they have on their bench and how they're playing,
Yeah.
you know, shouldn't
Yeah.
be. How about your player? Who'd you pick?
I picked Fee.
You
You know,
did.
well, I haven't I mean, she's just been rolling along and she is just so good. And I'm like passing her by because it's like, oh, well, this player had a good week and but Fee has been terrific for the whole season.
I know.
And she's just, and she doesn't like you don't see them feeding her. Like with the aces, they're gonna feed Asia Wilson. She's gonna get her points. And they're just gonna put the ball inside and Asia Wilson's gonna do her thing. Well, with Fee, it's different because they don't necessarily look to pass her the ball. In the flow of their offense, she will get it or she'll get a rebound or she's constantly moving and she's inside, she's outside, she's, and defensively, she's terrific.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
how can you not give it to Fee? I wanted to give her this week. So
She never gets hot. We've talked about this under the collar. You don't see, but one
yeah,
time I forget what game they were playing this week. She did. She went back at somebody, and I was like, "Ooh, you never see that emotion from
no, you
her.
don't.
She's very calm."
It's rare. It does come out once in a while, but
Yeah,
it's pretty rare. It's
yeah, it
pretty rare
is.
for her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's
she
good.
I was looking at her I pulled up all the stats and she's second behind Asia, but her plus minus is way ahead.
Yes,
The only player that has a bigger plus minus than Fee is Stewie. She had a plus minus of 30.
yeah,
Fee does. And Brianna Stewart's 39.
yeah. I know she's having that
Yeah.
that was another close game this week. So I mean,
Yeah.
but it ought to be interesting. The second half, see
Right.
who barring injury, as we always say,
Right.
what happens with teams.
Yeah. So what was your play of the week?
My play of the week, I didn't have, well, it would have been anything to do again with the Mercury and the pairing up of Bonner impressed me this week. And her just being able to, AT dishes into Bonner. She's in midair, catches the ball. She did it a couple of times, like I said before, basket. I just think that she's a great player for that team. It was a good fit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I liked her play this week. She
Yeah.
was on fire the second half of your
Yeah, she
game.
was. Yeah. Well, we didn't have anybody I mean, we would have had to put Fag Bentley on her, but
Yeah,
then you don't have anybody. I mean, she had to guard someone else. And it was
right.
like, and you had Thornton on AT, and she did fine there, but guarding Alyssa Thomas really takes away from your offense. And
Oh, absolutely.
Kayla
Yeah,
Thornton just had no offense in that game because she was so busy trying to keep Thomas limited, which
right.
is difficult to do. But it was weird on that last play, she wasn't guarding her.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, she didn't guard her on that last play, but she might have been tired. I would,
I would think so.
yeah, she might have been tired. And anyway, so my play of the week was the Indiana Connecticut game where there was a play where Kelsey Mitchell was driving down the side, like to the hoop, and I think it was either Nelson Ododa or Tina Charles, like tried to stuff her, and I can't remember if it was a foul or not. This was a couple days ago, but they actually hit the ball, might have hit her arm or whatever, and Kelsey Mitchell with one hand just held onto it and then floated in the air and layup. It was a beautiful play. It
Yeah.
was just to fight through that contact. And, Tina Charles did, at least got some of that ball. And it was a beautiful play by Kelsey Mitchell. Just one hand all the way and just beautiful. So that was my play of the week.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything that,
I don't know if my hands are big enough nowadays. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, I used to be able to.
they hold the ball like it's a tennis ball.
Yeah. Well, if you have big hands, I mean, I have big hands. I used
Yeah.
to be able to palm, because we played with the men's ball. So if it was a little sticky, I could palm the men's ball.
Yeah.
But the women's ball, I could palm. But she had it like underneath and just went
Unreal.
right up with it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So did you have any surprises this week?
I did. The surprise was Caitlin Clark getting injured again in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Uh, and of course, she's out for the All-Star activities. She's still there because I've been watching my buddy Courtney and Natisha have stud buds, and they've been filming for the last 72 hours. So they've had everybody on their program. As a matter of
Oh,
fact,
really? Okay.
we watched, they had
What channel is that on? Or what?
it's on Twitch. It's on
Oh,
Twitch.
I don't have that. Okay.
And funny as hell because these girls are just girls, and
Yeah.
but they had the orange carpet. My mother's big into fashion, not so much
Yeah,
me.
me either. Yeah.
So we watched that last night and who was crossing in and what have you. So that was interesting. They're having a blast.
Oh, I'll
Oh,
bet they are. Yeah.
that's why I wore my See, all-star.
Oh, there we go.
How about you? Did you have a surprise?
Nothing really surprised me this week. It was, I mean, there were some really good games, but there was nothing that was really surprising. Um, Washington seems to be falling back to um, they started out hot, but they're starting to come back down to earth, I
I
guess.
I know. I
And
agree with that.
yeah, and I don't know. There's times where teams look like they could really make a move, but this is like the dog days of summer with baseball. You hit the All-Star break and everybody's tired, and they've
Oh,
been traveling all
sure.
over the place, and and now you got the home, second half of the season, you got the home stretch, and you got to bring it. And
That's what I'm saying. It ought to be interesting because here they are at the All-Star. Now, granted, that you don't have to go full stop, full out, but
right,
um, they're on such a high to be there, and they get all the, it ought to be interesting. Everything that, eventually. So starting the second half, it ought to be interesting to see how, productive certain teams are.
yeah.
I was happy for Brittany Sykes because who
She
got
ended up replacing someone on the All-Star team.
yeah,
Yeah,
she did. And
yeah.
I was happy for her because I
I think it
like
was
her.
Clark. Yeah, I think it was
She's
Clark.
fast. She is so fast.
Oh yeah, she can
Like
jump through the roof too.
unbelievable. And the other surprise for me this week was what Peely from the
Oh,
win.
Alyssa Peely got waived. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
she got me. That was a bummer. That was another thing. Like they were on a road trip and what the hell's wrong with that?
I
You
think
know?
they just find it someone that's, the coach or the GM must see something like, well, we need something different here. We need help in a different area and we need a different type of player. But I mean, she's been on the team. They drafted her last year and
Right.
she didn't play much last year. It might be better for her. She might get more playing time somewhere else.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, uh, I couldn't even tell you really what she's able to do because she didn't play enough,
Yeah. Well, I
you
saw
know?
her in college. She can shoot threes really well.
Yeah,
But, she's not the swiftest player, but she's good under the boards, but she's not tall enough.
right,
So
right.
she's kind of in that middle, you know. One of the things that, as far as surprises go, the last Chicago game, oh my God, they didn't have Angel Reese and who else was out? Atkins. So that's two of their highest scorers, and they just could not do anything against Atlanta. That was a little surprising. And it was, seeing Rachel Banham try and guard Jordan Canada. Oh, that was a mismatch.
Yeah,
I mean, but Banham has been great for Chicago.
yeah,
She has been kind of a stabilizing force. She's not speedy or anything, but she was controlling the ball. She wasn't turning it over. She was running their offense. But boy, you see Jordan Canada just go boom right by.
yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
I
but that's not too
Banham
many people can guard Jordan Canada.
and Banham, a funny thing because again, she played on Connecticut Sun,
Right.
and before each game, the refs get together and they take a picture with the refs. And she's notorious. I guess she's still doing it because the announcers had mentioned it one of the last games.
Yeah.
She photobombs every
Oh, yeah.
picture. She goes
I've
behind
heard
the
she's a
ref.
prankster.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's fun. She's funny. She's
Yeah.
very funny. So, like you said, that stabilization. I mean, she's serious when she's on the court, and she could
Right.
shoot a mean three, but she does bring a
Yeah.
little bit of lightness to the load of that team.
Yes. Yeah.
And with the All-Star last night, and everybody's all dialed up and what have you. Angel Reese was in
Yeah.
this outfit. I was like, holy smokes, my mother loved it.
Yeah.
And she was next to Courtney and Heidemann, and I was like, I guess I didn't realize how much taller. Of course, she had heels on.
Yeah.
She is. She made them like little. I was like, wow.
Yeah. It's like a
Little
whole foot
tiny,
taller. Yeah, no, I know.
unbelievable.
Especially
She's
with
like,
heels. I
yeah.
mean, because Reese is 6'3", I think. And Courtney
Oh,
Williams they list her at 5'8". Is she 5'8"?
no, I wouldn't say she was 5'8". I used
Yeah.
to be 5'8". She's close to 5'6". So I mean, she
Yeah.
maybe I'd give her 5'7". You know,
You
she
know
just
what? You know what? I just thought of something. There was so I was reading something on Facebook. They had put like the top 25 players or something in the WNBA. And it was, Courtney Williams has been playing really well. And she's been shooting the lights out. And they had her like 25th. There were guards that I was like, you think this guard is better than Courtney Williams? Like, I don't know. I mean, Courtney Williams has that mid-range jumper down pat, and
oh yeah.
she's been her and Fee, and I mean their whole team, but her and Fee have been very instrumental in Minnesota's first half. Like, how could you rate Courtney Williams that low? Like,
I know. I'd like to hear her comments about that. She'd probably be like, what the heck are you talking about?
yeah,
25.
yeah. She was
Yeah,
like 23rd or something, and I was like, really?
yeah.
Okay,
They're
she's
all
been
branching
very
out.
instrumental.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I was watching because they were late last night, and I'm like, "Ooh, who's going to make it to the All-Star practice? For each team, because tonight is the drills and I think the 3-point
Yeah,
competition." And I'm like, I wonder if Courtney's going to make it. Courtney was fine. She was perfect, but Heidemann looked a little slumped over. She was still filming them. She was like, "Thank God I don't have to play," was the look she
yeah,
had. But they're
yeah.
yeah. Hey, they're having the times of their lives, and they're
Oh
all
yeah.
branching out. They're all branching out into other things off court, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. They have
You
that
know,
opportunity, which is great.
just like
Yep.
us. Look, we're the
Yep.
stars of like nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you have to start somewhere.
Right.
We're the little dippers of Connecticut and the West Coast. There you go. Did you watch any of the ESPYs? I did not.
No, I don't have ESPN.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't watch it, but I did see. I guess Diana got the Icon Award. Caitlin Clark got the best WNBA player, and the best college athlete went to Juju Watkins. But I did not watch any of it.
yeah, I have streaming services, so I don't get ESPN. So I don't
Hmm.
see anything. If that's why the app works really good for me because I can watch every single game.
Yeah,
And unless it's on, sometimes when it's on CBS or whatever, I can't watch those. I just watch them later though. It's I can see people complaining about the app. I'm like, oh my God, you could watch every single game.
you could have watched the orange carpet on the app last night. It was on there
Yep.
because I checked it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I'll check it out later
there
today.
was one outfit you got to check out. It was Alicia Gray. I
Hmm.
was like, that's interesting. Everybody,
I saw Kayla Thornton's. They posted that on Facebook,
yeah.
and I was like, oh my God, you are brave to go out with an outfit like that. Like,
Oh,
I
that
mean, the
was
pants were normal, but the top was like, oh,
look at Fee, her outfit. Of course, they're not an
yeah,
outfit.
hers too.
Not an
Yeah.
outfit on on these women. But Alicia Gray came out and I'm like, she just went with whatever they wanted her to wear. And I'm like, oh, she's so gonna get picked on. Because remember the Madonna bra, the
Oh, yeah.
pointy bra? That was on one side of her jean jacket. And everybody kept boinking the cone.
Oh,
And she was laughing. I kept boinking it. Like, yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna
oh
have to check that
no.
out.
I knew this was gonna happen. And she would laugh. She has the funniest laugh, but I'm like, oi, you
Yeah.
know, I would have went with the Paige Becker's look or something that was just casual, or Alyssa Thomas. She was pretty casual too. So, but it was fun. It ought to be
Yeah.
good tonight to see what happens. You watching or you're working?
Yeah. I'll see it afterwards.
Yeah,
I have to work, but well, I'll be home by the time it's on, but I won't get it live. So,
yeah, I gotcha.
or unless I can find it somewhere, but we'll
Well,
see.
let's hope for an easier week.
Yes.
And you could cover your team, the Valks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're doing a great
Yeah.
job. Somebody has to. So I'm voting on you.
Okay.
All right. All right. Want to do this next week again?
You bet.
All right.